60 million. It's not lucky that the cost has agenda matter to next week. So if he has the 60 million next week and he comes to court and he says he's paid it, nothing's the matter.
President Akufo-Addo set to prohibit wholesale exports of Ghana's bauxite and iron ore.
I assure you that we'll do whatever it takes to ensure that the exploitation and utilization of these green minerals are done not only in an environmentally sound manner, but also in a way that ensures optimal benefit to the people of Ghana.
And later, residents call for an end to Galamsey as Ankobra River remains polluted despite claims of improvement. Many thanks for joining us. Let's settle for the details of our stories. The body of the final victim who drowned in the estuary between Riaboman and Fana has been retrieved, bringing the total number of deaths to 9 out of the 12 individuals who were on the boat. In response to the tragic incident, some residents are now advocating for the possible diversion of the estuary to prevent similar occurrences. Our Central Regional correspondent, Calvis Teta, was there earlier and filed this report. Calvis?
I am here at Riaboman in the Wejagbawe municipality. Just beside me is the boat or the canoe where the 12 school children were sitting on that eventually capsized, killing 9 out of the 12. We would engage authorities on the issue and ascertain why the incident happened. One of the victims who survived the incident is a 13-year-old girl. She is the oldest among the 12 on the boat that capsized, and she narrates how she survived the incident and how she even tried to rescue his junior brother.
Yesterday, when we come from school, when we are coming home, we don't get boat. Then I saw some young boy driving a boat. Then I told her that we should come and take us. When we come and take us, we are plenty. Then I told her that we should remove us. We should remove us here and go and come and take us. The boy tell me that nothing will happen. When we are going, then the boat has done. When the boat has done, then I hold my brother. I don't know how my brother do. Then my brother fell. Then I can't find my brother again.
How many of you were in the boat, if you can remember?
Please, we had 12. We are 5 people from Service Awareness Support Academy. Then the Vision Redeemers Academy.
Okay, so that time, where was the one who was riding the boat?
Please, him too is there.
You lost your brother from the incident. How old was your brother?
Please, he's 5 years.
So during the time, did you try saving your brother?
Please, yes.
And what happened?
And I can't find him again.
So who came to rescue you?
Please, it's some man.
Several families here have been affected by the death of these teenagers on the canoe yesterday. One woman lost 2 of her children to the disaster, and she speaks to us about the unfortunate incident.
Sendra na efrim pono ba na aboba sefa fa mu mbedu fie nti ho na obi kike mu ka se mu ba na mo butu onsuo no mu no e ho na me de America ni de na me de ko na nkrofo amanfo nso pie na yekọ no so na ya mpa se mo fra na mo butu onsuo no mu nti ho na me hu se me ba no omo ye mienu ba ko no wedi 9 years na ba ko wedi 1.5 nti de odi 9 years no odaso onsuo no mu na omo hwehwe omo nti kitu na wedi 1.5 no omo nya no na omo di no 2 no tie no so nti yekofa no na onhome kakrakra nti edi no hospital no e ho na nurse for no ka se wewu.
For community members, they are surprised that such an incident has happened to children of school-going age, and they want authorities to act, but they share their thoughts with Citi News.
particular onanke ke chi amo edie nsene ne mokongbo nsene le mokongbo eje fen lololo onanke amo edie
mi bla panyi bani nti mi fe no de me ka ba me chen say ni nanu ba kan suo no mu nti de ba 12 na nanu atimi abomodin ayi ye di net krompo no mko fa net na ba tuoi ansa de atimi nya nipa 8 nanu na de mko go mo chire
ye na ye tu ye ngu nsuo ni mu no ye yi bia na atimi ya no ye be yi bia no wamu omo bie weja no na wo ni nsuo yi bi tin kola no mo di boat na kasa na msei na asochi we ni bom ebutu ye.
Assemblyman for Fana has been instrumental throughout the rescue operations, but his worry is that the authorities such as the NADMO and those that matter have not been up to the task.
The body that is not here at the moment, of which I'm so appalled about, is the NADMO, because you and I know that they are supposed to be here to know what is actually happening. It's the Zoel guys that also came around and then added their effort to the community folks. And the police also did their bit, and things are just underway. We just had information, a hint that she's found somewhere, and then brothers have rushed to the scene to see whether they can have a retrieve.
We are currently on the canal that connects to the sea here in the Wejabawe enclave. The last of the 12 children who drowned in the canal has been rescued. We are heading offshore. Traditional authorities will perform some rites before he's buried. The Wiaboman community and the Fana community falls within two municipalities, the Wejagbawe Municipal Assembly and the Gansouth Municipal Assembly. But the MCE for Gansouth Municipal Assembly, Joseph Nyani Stephen, says he has answers.
In fact, we are all not happy about what happened. We are here to sympathize with them, like I said earlier on, and also to talk to the bereaved family and then see the next line of action to take.
It's because of this canal that they lost 9 lives. So what is your position on that as the MC?
He said they want the compensation. Let me meet them first and let me hear from them, and then we'll take it from there.
So how about the canal?
We'll take care of everything. Let me meet them first, and then when we meet them, what we need to do, we'll do it.
Are you considering taking them away from where they live currently?
Let's meet first, and then we'll take it from there.
Chief, the community people are complaining that after the incident happened, they didn't see the NADMO and staff around as early as possible.
The NADMO staffs are here with me, and so if they say they have not seen them, but to differ with them.
So the narrative we've gotten from the community is that the incident happened at 4:30.
4:30.
And almost about 24 hours now. Now that we are seeing NADMO, why that?
Really, he called me early in the morning that he's coming to the scene. So I'm surprised you are saying that you are not seeing the NADMO officials here.
Municipal Chief Executive for Wejagbawe, Patrick Kumo, says the estuary is supposed to be there to make way for free flow of water from the dam when the dam is spilled. He, however, says a committee will be formed to look into the matter.
We're recommending that they should be taken out of that island. They are not supposed to be there. A committee will be in place. Then, of course, the recommendation that comes up is what government is going to implement. Are you getting it? I believe sometimes we create our own problem and then we come try to heap it on government. You are not supposed to be there. You've set up your own community, and now this disaster comes up, and now it's supposed to be handled by government. Government is responsible for everybody, but then certain laws and certain things must be respected.
Two communities within the Wejagbawe and Gansouth municipality are in a state of mourning after the death of 9 out of 12 children who were commuting from school to their various homes. Community members are hoping that authorities that matter will address their needs. Calvis Tete, Citi News, Wiaboman.
Residents living along the banks of the Ankobra River in the western region are refuting claims of improved turbidity in the river. Instead, they are demanding an immediate halt to illegal small-scale mining, commonly known as galamsey, to prevent further pollution of the river. The residents' concern arise 3 months after George Merkuduka, the Deputy Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, asserted that the government's efforts to combat galamsey had resulted in an improvement in the river's color. Kwasi Ejeanim, Citi News' Western regional correspondent, provides an on-site report from the banks of the Ankobra River.
On Thursday, 16th of February this year, the Deputy Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, George Merkuduka, actually came to the Ankobra River here in the Elemda district to pronounce that the river was actually improving from its pollution that was caused by illegal small-scale mining, popularly known as galamsey. But 3 months down the line, today being the 11th of May 2023, this is the current state of the Ankobra River, still very much polluted, as can be seen over here. And if I'm to actually move to the Ankobra community portion of the river, it is obvious that the pollution or the state of the pollution of the Ankobra River is in a very bad state. This is the kind of river that the Ankobra community, as you see here, was using for most of their house chores. Resident tells me that they used to swim in this very river, were fetching for their washing and all that. But because of galamsey activities, this is the current state of the Ankobra River, still very much polluted. But what does that actually say about the pronouncement made by the Deputy Lands and Natural Resources Minister to the effect that the river was actually improving in terms of its color because of the fight against illegal small-scale mining known as galamsey?
Ochantro, just say nsuo I mean there nipa da baka say nsuo say nipa no on peg na yi nsuo de ya na ya bre ya to ho de ya bre ankasa nsuo udi bi nsuo udi bi bibia anya yie udi bi bibia anya yie sisi ampo na mpo ebe nyampo adi mpo no aho agen pa maman nti sisi amohwe na mdu udi maman nti nipa baka no nipa do ochantro
nipa ko na ka chem say obaka say nsuo no na ni ato no oya wi oboa oya trop o trop ontumi gina ba bia ka say nsuo na ni ate wo sesi ana me na wo kasa kwa hwe ba bia se na nsuo na ni aye galamsefo na omo ye no se galamsefo na omo nya omo nja galamsefo no dia nsuo we na ni nteda nsuo no kula no enam no emo wo nsuo no no chemicals no aduma na galamsefo no omo ye wo nsuo no nti enam kula ntumi ye den entena nsuo no enam no so omo wo nsuo no a chemicals ni ti omo ntumi ye den omo ntumi entena nsuo no nti omo wo mu a bo nsuo no omo awu first na ye me akola o but first na me juice tam na majuno enam ya wonam bi o fa na asese enam beble tumeto aboa o nsuo no sisi a na ya den ni anya bi tumeto boa ne sa sisi a na me majuice no sa nam no ebi ni nsuo no.
For Citi News, I'm Kwasi Ejeanim, Ankobra River in the Elemda district of the Western region.
Let's go to the courts now, because the High Court in Accra has rejected an application made by Atuesian's lawyers to set aside any proceedings that could lead to a custodial sentence for the former CEO of the defunct Capital Bank. The application also requested further negotiations on the terms of payment. The lawyers presented this application when the state was set to argue its case as to why Atuesian should be imprisoned for failing to fulfill the terms of repaying 60 million Ghana cedis owed to the state. There's more in this report.
The state filed the application after Atuesian, who had pleaded guilty to charges of stealing and money laundering in connection with the collapse of Capital Bank, failed to meet his financial obligations under the agreement that allowed him to avoid imprisonment. Atu Essien had signed an agreement with the state under Section 35 of the Courts Act. According to the terms of the agreement, Atu Essien was required to refund 90 million Ghana cedis, the amount he admitted to stealing. He paid 30 million in December and was expected to repay the remaining 60 million Ghana cedis in 3 equal installments in 2023, with the first payment due on April 28. However, as of May 2, checks from the Comptroller and Accountant General's office revealed that the outstanding 20 million Ghana cedis had not been paid, prompting the state to initiate the application. However, the court did not hear the application, as Atu Essien's lawyer had filed another application to suspend the proceedings for imposing a custodial sentence on his client. They also requested leave for further negotiations on the terms of the contract. Tadiosori Esquire argued that applying Section 35(7) of the Courts Act, which empowers the court to impose a custodial sentence when an accused person fails to meet the terms of an agreement, will lead to an absurd outcome in the present case. The lawyer urged the court to interpret Section 35(7) purposively rather than literally. The state opposed the application, arguing that there was no need for interpreting the provisions of Section 35(7) of the Courts Act. Deputy Attorney General Alfred Chianyebo stated in court that the section is crystal clear, unambiguous, and admits of no ambiguity.
Convict was given every opportunity to be spared custodial sentence. He has spanned such an opportunity, and we think that the section in the Courts Act, Section 35, especially Section 35(7), must apply. Even as I told the court, if you look at Section 35(7), the court does not even have the power or the discretion to extend time for such a convict. So we think that the convict has come to the end of the road, and for that matter, he must be sentenced.
In support of the application, Atu Essien's lawyer further argued that it was within the court's power to vary its judgment, since the state's application concerned the enforcement of the court's judgment. However, the state disagreed, asserting that the court lacked the authority to. Atu Essien had made a commitment to will soon be submitted to the state. However, the state indicated that it would reconsider its position on the custodial sentence only if Atu Essien pays the full amount of 60 million Ghana cedis.
His refusal to pay as ordered by the court. We are not expected to pay the 20 million, but it's supposed to pay 60 million. To having failed to do so, I think it to be in the interest of justice that the law as we have it is made to work. It is true that I may think that the state needs money, but the laws must also be obeyed.
During the initial stages of the negotiations, when the judge initially disagreed, the argument from the state was that it's better to get this money than to put him in jail. What has changed the position of the state?
Nothing has changed. If, for example, we expect that come here today, he will just come and say, have the 60 million. He will spare custodial sentence. So if he's able to pay the 60 million, he's now lucky that the court has adjourned the matter to next week. So if he has the 60 million next week and he comes to court and he says he's paid it, that ends the matter.
After considering the arguments, Justice Eric Chebafor dismissed the application as without merit. The case was adjourned until May 17th to determine whether Atu Essien.
President Akufo-Addo has announced plans to ban the wholesale exportation of Ghana's bauxite and iron ore. The move, according to President Akufo-Addo, is aimed at protecting the country's limited natural resources and learning from the mistake of gold exportation. Citi News' Samir Yafe has more.
Nana Akufo-Addo says Ghana accounts for some 0.29% of global production, with the other largest China. Akufo-Addo says it's about time Ghana protects its natural resources and adds value to it.
I'm happy to learn that the Ministry of Lands a policy in utilization and management of these crucial minerals for the consideration of Cabinet in the next few weeks. I assure you that we'll do whatever it takes to ensure that the exploitation and utilization of these green minerals are done not only in an environmentally sound manner, but also in a way that ensures optimal benefit to the people of Ghana.
Lands and Natural Resources Minister Samuel Abu-Jinapor says government has initiated policies and programs aimed at addressing the destruction of the country's forest reserve. He says despite the numerous challenges, government is winning the fight.
History tells us that the two failed land bills of 1894
on Citi TV, still to come. Pensioner Bondholders Forum hopeful their outstanding coupons and principals, which are currently held by the government, will be paid early next week. We'll bring you the details shortly. Do stay.
Malcolm Mother's Day promo. Make this Mother's Day a memorable one for mom. Shop at Malcolm and enjoy 20% off this weekend in this Mother's Day celebration from Friday 12th to Sunday 14th of May 2023. Get more this Mother's Day. Thanks, Mom, for choosing Malcolm. Dad, you are invited too.
It is important for husbands to support their wives who test positive for HIV when they are pregnant. The assistance I got from my husband encouraged me to follow all the guidelines given by the nurses and doctors. I gave birth to an HIV-negative child. I'm therefore appealing to all men to test for HIV and encourage their wives to do same. All pregnant women should test for HIV and follow instructions given by their healthcare providers. This will help them to have HIV-free babies. Men and women, let's work together to
You're welcome back. Now, members of the Pensioner Bondholders Forum have maintained their picketing outside the Finance Ministry, hoping that their outstanding coupons and principals, which are currently held by the government, will be paid early next week. In February, the pensioners have not received full payment, with approximately 16 coupons and principals still unpaid. There's more in the following report.
For the past years, who have investments locked up with the government have gathered outside the Finance Ministry for an hour each day, demanding the for their lives and the lives of their dependents. when the government introduced the Domestic Debt Exchange Program as part of its debt restructuring initiative, some individual bondholders, including members of the Pensioner Bondholders Forum, chose not to tender their bonds. After weeks of protest and lobbying, the pensioners managed to secure an exemption from the Finance Ministry on February 16, 2023. This exemption demonstrated the government's commitment to honoring the payment of coupons and principals when they become due. However, despite the exemption, approximately 16 coupons and principals still remain unpaid. Reports suggest that the government has decided to borrow 1 billion cedis from the Treasury bill market to fulfill its obligation to the pensioners. Dr. Edua Nanientri, the convener for the Pensioner Bondholders Forum, expressed his thoughts on the matter.
If government gets that, then we believe anytime from Monday we should start seeing government. Government is the last coupon was that also been due. So once everything is cleared, the operating outstanding
is picketing. That the non-payment of maturities has made it children.
Already I have told the older one that I can't pay for school transport anymore. She says, Grandma, man's fees. They are not the only two. We have babies who are begging us, buy me a car. My children. In his white attire, holding the Bible in one hand. Have dependents. Some look after grandchildren. Some look after their parents. Some look. Where is the compassion to come and demand what is theirs?
Yeah, they say that they are hopeful that tomorrow, early next week, government will begin making these payments, if it's true that it is borrowing an excess of 1 billion cedis on the Treasury bill market to settle their debt. They're hoping that by early next week, government would have made these payments. For Citi News, my name is Charles Osukume from the Finance Ministry.
Control of the park used for skating activities. The park, which gained prominence after a visit from the Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris, 2 months ago, has been cordoned off by the alleged owner with a fence wall and sand, effectively preventing the community from accessing it for skating. Frustrated parents are voicing their concerns over the situation, as the park has been a popular destination for young skaters. Fred Duho brings us the latest updates on this developing story.
In East Legon and Shashi, to be precise, and it's under contention. And this, we are yet to know who the owners of this land. Number 6, Adamafield Lane. Digital address on the wall is for skateboard. Or this land came here, Kamala Harris can't tell. Or some engagement. Briefly, we see freedom as boldly written under the notices, where we have the rules, we have the behavior at the park, we have the membership rules. And this, let me probably take you through the membership that may interest you. So before taking any skate equipment, you are required to provide your membership card and ID or something of value. Bring back the exact skate equipment you were given. Take good care of the skate equipment you are given. Do not take any skate equipment out of the skate park. So literally, I'm just trying to let you know that the entire land under litigation has been developed into a skate park. Even though we don't know the property owners, we can actually see some variation in terms of the building of the fence wall. We see in our shot currently one portion of the wall looking old, and then a new one that continues and extended to the other end. Now here is the information I have gathered when I visited this place. This particular house that the wall seemed to partition between the land and the litigation, the said landowner is now laying claim to his land and now instructing contractors to build the new wall, and that is the construction work that is ongoing. Now this is the road that leads to the skating park. On this said property, but the new wall has extended from this end all the way to the far end. Right on the yellow wall is Freedom, and the name of the NGO is Freedom Skate Park. They, we understand, are engaged in grooming young talents or probably young kids, and one of their source of encouraging the kids is to build this skate park for them to exercise, to have fun, and also enjoy their time out. Of a legal practitioner or a lawyer to handle their case. Hence, they are not looks. And from here, you would see that you can skate and go up there. Rectangular board that you see with ties under it, that people step on it and then they begin to cruise, if I'm allowed to put it that way, and they have fun. When you are moving, the breeze that even blows on you is quite nice. We've seen some gentlemen at the gate at the Freedom Skate Park entrance. They are not really willing to speak to us. They've called their said Madam Oy in charge, who is also not ready to engage the media. Following the issues surrounding the skate park, we followed up to some parents who do allow their wards to go to this particular park to learn how to skate and to have that sort of pleasure. And one of such parents is Alex, and we want to find out from him. Now the place is totally under contention, and until probably the issues are resolved, your son may not have any place to skate. Is that right?
No, absolutely. I mean, I take my son is 9. My daughter's 5. When this thing broke, I also went there to try and see what's happening. I saw the wall they were building. There's some dispute over the land. But the point is, the park is closed. I asked my son yesterday, how do you feel about it? And he said he feels disappointed and he feels confused. And I said, why do you feel confused? He said, because he's not sure whether there'll be somewhere for him to skate or not. And this is someone who wants to be a pro skater. So like, this is the best chance he's got to learn this stuff. And there's a whole load of teachers and there's a whole community. There's so many kids, not just my kids. There's so many kids that go there every week.
Rumors I have heard, following some news reports, that some anti-LGBT group went there alleging that the entire facility is being used basically to indoctrinate kids into this sort of stuff. And parents, you are a parent, you've allowed your ward there. Has there ever been the occasion where you've ever seen that with your kids or even heard any news as far as those sort of subjects are concerned?
Sure. I saw that report, and for me, it's absolutely outrageous. My kids go to is important, but there's a lot of trust there with the guys there. The kids, I watch how they conduct themselves with them. They're very respectful, no complaints from the children. And you know, the kids will always tell you what's going on. And especially my kids, they'll tell me. They've told me different instances of different things at different scenarios. So there's no reason why they wouldn't say if something was happening. I've not seen anything untoward happening there.
This said property may change into a different form of property other than the skate park we see today, that may give hope to probably children who used to come here to have fun and enjoy their leisure time. I must put on record that the managers of the Freedom Skate Park are unwilling to speak to us. My name is Fred Duo, reporting for Citi News.
You're still watching the Citi Newsroom on Citi TV. Still to come. NDC parliamentary candidates in the Ablekuma West constituency believe they are all capable of annexing the seat for the NDC in the 2024 elections. We'll bring you the details shortly. Do stay with us.
Is the neighborhood I'm having my twins.
The very reason why I took it for us. See, the price is very good and it's spacious to contain all of us.
Very smooth.
This is a healthy place to raise our families and creating peace. Come on, be my neighbor.
Alphabet City, the ABC of Home Sweet Home.
Alphabet City is a classy and peaceful gated community in Sakumono. We have 24/7 top-notch security and high-quality access roads. We have 3 bedrooms and 2 washrooms, 3 bedrooms and 3 washrooms with boys' quarters. We have 3 bedrooms and 4 washrooms. We have 2 bedrooms and 2 washrooms, all with beautiful kitchens and kitchenettes. Call Alphabet City on 0240-111119 or 050-44-99999. Alphabet City, the ABC of Home Sweet Home.
You're welcome back. Now, the position of NDC parliamentary candidates in the Ablekuma West constituency in the Greater Accra region is being hotly contested, with all 4 aspirants seeking to win the polls on May 13. The candidates believe they are all capable of annexing the seat for the NDC in the 2024 elections, and so delegates must support from the constituency.
The governing New Patriotic Party, NPP, considers the Ablekuma West constituency a safe seat. Its MP Esla Owusu-Ekufo won the seat for the NPP and the constituency in the 2012, 2016 and 2020 general elections. It seems the constituency will remain under the control of the NPP for a long time, but Reverend Kweku Addo, who ran for the seat on the NDC ticket in the 2020 elections, claims he is capable of capturing it in the 2024 elections. He urges delegates to vote for him in the next primary so that he can carry out his agenda as the parliamentary candidate for the second time.
Ablekuma West, you know the work that we've done here, the length and breadth that we walked through 2020, even amongst the COVID period, and the number of churches we visited, the impact that we did eventually on our election results, moving it from 20,000 in 2016 and from 30,000 in 2020. And now we have a deficit of just about 6,000. And so I believe when you guys give me the nod, whatever we did in 2020, we can build on that. And with that deficit of 6,000, I think every polling station being able to work, understand what they're supposed to do, and gunning after another 30 plus per polling station easily gives us our 6,000 to be able to topple the sitting MP. Beyond that, after the 20 election, we built very solid relationships. We've still kept in touch with the grassroots. So when we work together, when you've given me the chance, we will definitely be able to get the numbers to be able to overcome the sitting MP.
Abednego Elo, another candidate, believes the time has come for Ablekuma West people to have a better representation in Parliament. He expects that delegates will elect him as the NDC parliamentary candidate on May 13.
Having the urge to serve people is not just a question of being a member of Parliament. However, if it happens that you are one of them, you grew up with them, you live with them, that natural feeling to help them is something that happens naturally. And so I think that to the extent that we are going to present someone who is one of the people, he belongs to the people, he's a member of the community, they know him around. I lived here all my life, I went to school here, my business runs here. And so I think that when they see that this young man is someone who can speak for us in Parliament and also help develop the constituency, they would give it a nod. Ablekuma West, I think this is the time for us to make a change and make sure that we annex the seat come December 7, 2024. Like you know, the grassroots is calling for this change.
Meanwhile, Kwabena Mensah believes he is qualified to be the NDC parliamentary candidate in the Ablekuma West constituency. According to Mr. Mensah, he has funded a number of individuals to run for the parliamentary candidate position in the constituency who have failed to capture the seat for the NDC. He says this has necessitated his participation in the contest this time.
If you're a footballer and you know how to play a game, like you play Manchester, and you know how to play the game, and you are coaching a team like Accra House of Folk, and all the footballers that are not playing well, and you know how to play the game, it's better for you to wear your jersey and enter into the park and score the match for the team.
So you are the financier, you want to be on the field this time?
I want to be on the field because I know that for us to do. And my brother is struggling. We are in opposition. They can do better than all the. My request for the delegates is they follow me. It's a kind of person.
Marian Koko Aite is the fourth candidate in the Ablekuma West parliamentary primaries. All four aspirants in the Ablekuma West constituency are hopeful of winning the primaries on the day of the elections. But as has been said, delegates will decide on that day. Reporting for Citi News, my name is Philip Ni Latte.
Let's stay with the NDC a while longer because as they prepare to elect parliamentary candidates for the 2024 general elections, let's turn our attention to the northern region where we spoke to a number of aspirants about their chances in the upcoming primaries. Our northern regional correspondent Dinah Ngwan has the rest of the report.
The clock is ticking to Saturday, 13 May, as candidates are busy lobbying delegates for votes. The Northern region, which has 18 constituencies, currently is split into 9 seats, each between the two major political parties, the NDC and the NPP. This means the NDC has to up its game if it wants to hold majority of the seats in the region. As the party prepares for elections this weekend, let's look at the Kumbungu constituency, where a former member of parliament, Ras Mubarak, is seeking a comeback after he's lost in the last primaries to Professor Hamza Adam, who is now the incumbent. What are the chances of the former NP in the upcoming primaries?
It's always good to have a taste of how heavy water is and how heavy liquor or wine is. Then you can know the difference. And we, the Gombes, have a proverb that you need to trade in multiple markets, to know which market is good to trade in. So inshallah, on the evening of the 13th, we would have this conversation again. And I invite you to my home, to join us celebrate. There's a lot of work to be done.
The incumbent, Professor Hamza Adam, says he sees no contest in the constituency as he believes the former NP cannot cause an upset.
I have defeated him before. With a very wide margin. In the last election, I was not the MP. At that time, I was a lecturer at the university, and I was able to defeat him with a wider margin. Now, you would see that now I'm the sitting MP. I have done so much. He hadn't done a quarter of what I have done in less than 2.5 years. So I have no doubt. The people are very discerning, and they will compare his record to my records. And they will judge and determine who they should vote for. I am very optimistic that he's not a competitor in this particular contest at all. It's not.
The deciding factor is the votes of delegates, and it looks like the level of development in the constituency under the leadership of the two will influence.
So I'm not afraid of him at all. I believe strongly that, like I said from the beginning, if you have a good commodity and you go to the market, you don't struggle to market it. I have served the people well. They are happy with my service, my humility, my access, my visibility. All these attributes make the people feel that they have a better person, and they will never, as like somebody will put it, they will never sell their color television to buy a white television.
The reality on the ground is that he's completely out of touch. His story is akin to the MPP story of lying about John Mahama and peddling a lot of falsehood only for reality to dawn on them. And the reality is that he's exhibited crass incompetence. Of Kumbungu have realized that, they were sold a black and white TV, and it's important that they go back for their plasma colored TV. They miss Ras Mubarak.
Other candidates contesting the Kumbungu seats include Mohamed Ganiu Chito, Rashid Mohamed Mumuni, a lawyer, and Salihu Aliu Maoba, who believes he has the chance of winning.
If you go into the constituency and you talk to 10 people, 8 of them will tell you that Malba is the only guy they will vote for, and at the end of the voting, they will not go around apologizing to each other before we prepare for the 2024 election. So my chances are like 95%.
Away from the black and white, we move to the Sanaribu constituency, where about 5 candidates, namely Ata Issa, an accountant, Dr. Bukari Hamza, Ahmed Yakubu, and Alasan Abdul Majid, are seeking to unseat the incumbents, ABA Fuseni. According to some of them, the votes for the NDC party in the general elections has seen a decline since the incumbent assumed office in 2012. For them, it is time to seek a new face to improve the party's performance in the constituency.
If you are leading people sometimes and you don't consult them, you are not visible. You are not being transparent enough. You are not accounting to them. It's a big challenge. And that is what it is part of those problems that Yakubu is coming to correct in the constituency.
We have a contest because of some dissatisfaction within the rank and file of the party. I'm very convinced that I have the base. I also have the competence. People understand that the time has come for us to elect someone who will represent their interests in Parliament, who will become their mouthpiece in Parliament, and who will also promote development within the constituency.
In the case of Tolong, there are two candidates, a senior lecturer and an agricultural economist at the University for Development Studies, UDS, Dr. Tahidu Osman Damba, who is contesting the parliamentary seat for the third time, and Adamu Yusuf, who won the primaries but lost to the NPP in the 2020 general elections. The two believe they have what it takes to win the elections.
Somebody left the seat with 1,057, and you came and took us down the drain up to almost 10,000. What business do you have coming in? We are serious. Tolong is serious. The NDC needs Tolong more than any other place.
I have learned my lessons. I know some of the reasons why I lost the elections to the NPP man, and I know how the skills and the method that he used to win the seat. Coming back, I am well prepared.
Some aspirants from Mio, Yendi and Zabzugu constituencies have been speaking to Citi News about their chances.
We are 6 that are contesting currently, and I stand up clear. First, because I'm contesting for the third time, and then secondly, I'm the only, a professional with both national and international network that can come to the advantage of the masses. And then thirdly, I'm the most humble, the most patient, the most mature of all. And they believe that since I lost the first time, it wasn't successful, and I didn't become annoying the second time. I was not and I was not fed up, and I'm coming for the third time. They think that they should also give me the opportunity, to see how I would move.
With the contest that we are going, I don't think I have a contender because we are 3 contesting, and I don't see any of them as a threat to me. And for me winning the primaries, I have the confidence and 100% sure that we are going to deliver NDC to NDC in 2024.
I've been a homeboy. I've not traveled out of anywhere. I've worked there. I've served there. I've worked. I know every county and queen in the constituency. There's no village that I've not been to, and there's no village that I will go without anybody saying that I know this man, and this is what this man has done for me. So that alone makes me stand tall, and I think that at the end of the 13th May, I'll definitely, inshallah, become as the winner.
The only female candidate in the region, Abdulrahman Zainab Rosina, is contesting against 4 men in the Nantong constituency. Though all the candidates in Nantong are new entrants, Rosina believes she has a higher chance of winning.
Have 90% of chances. 90% of chances. The things that I have mentioned to you, look, I am born and bred in those in Nantong constituency. Some of them, we don't know where they are coming from. They have delegates or electors who follow them to do campaign. Those who follow them to do the campaign, some of them, they are going to vote for me. And some of them, they will vote for them. So I would say, let me take the 90% and give them the 10% to share it among themselves. That is what I'm going to do.
A little over 20,000 delegates in 18 constituencies are expected to vote on Saturday 13 to elect parliamentary candidates for the NDC in the northern region. Reporting for Citi News, I am Dinah Ungwan.
Well, that's it for today's edition of the Citi Newsroom on Citi TV. Do remember that our website, citinewsroom.com, has information on our top stories and more. Subscribe to CitiTube on YouTube for more exclusive video content from Citi TV. My name is Enosafu. Many thanks for watching.
holds the perfect note?
If no one ever hears it, how we gonna learn your song?
Can you spit some hard bars?
What's it what dummy? Tina media kuma kaima wadan wo mi fi na papa nyehwe abone nyehwe yende what the wasasi form the brainless in day.
Then you have the chance to bag 20,000 Ghana cedis. Head over to the Voice Factory right now because season 5 of the Ultimate Talent Competition is digging up Ghana's next big pop star, and it could actually be you. Auditions are officially underway and just a few phone taps away. Simply send your name, age, contact details and location along with a carefully recorded voice note singing.
Don't you cry,
or rapping.
Minya vampire so we am jogo daga from
to the WhatsApp number 0558 973 973. But take note, our castanet is for